Hello, my friend. I am thrilled to invite you to join me for the first time ever for a live virtual experience each month. Over the years, friends ask, how can I join you live? How can I engage in ongoing conversations with you to truly live inspired and to grow intentionally? Well, I'm totally fired up to share with you that I pored over those questions and created Live Inspired in Studio in response. Let me give you a little context to see how In Studio is an experience that you do not want to miss. Have you ever noticed that on occasion, a seemingly insignificant conversation from your past profoundly impacts your present? For me, one such conversation took place on a piano bench at my parents' house when I was 10 years old. To fully comprehend the importance, you should know that I hated playing the piano. I was an active little boy who loved sports and all things outside. I didn't like the piano, I didn't like the lessons, and I hated practice. I hated it even more, by the way, after being burned and losing all my fingers to amputation. I mean, geez. And yet, into my life and into my dislike of that instrument stepped a sweet piano teacher. Week after week, she encouraged me to discover new ways to play, to consider new ways to hit old chords, to relearn songs I knew before losing my fingers, and to believe that I could acquire the ability to play new songs. But I was not invested or interested. I didn't believe. I thought it was a waste of time, so I did not engage during the lessons, and I never practiced. After months of limited progress, one day she closed the lid and the piano book. She looked me in the eyes and she spoke these words. What you put into it, John, you will get out of it. Listen to them again. What you put into it, you will get out of it. Even as a sulking child, I knew she was right. That simple conversation on that piano bench was a mighty inflection point for me. I started putting a little more effort into my playing and got significantly more out of it. I grew, expanded, started enjoying it to such a degree that my first big purchase after graduating college was, you ready for it? A piano. In fact, the song you're listening to right now is actually me. It's from my mom's favorite song at a speaking event. I know, I won't quit my day job quite yet, but take a listen. So here's my question for you. What are you putting into it? What are you putting into your life? As children, we take piano lessons, we go to sporting practices, attend school, gather at club meetings, do homework, keep sharpening the iron to get better, smarter, faster. And then we graduate, and then we become a bit more stagnant. We stop taking the lessons. We stop going to practices, unless it's to take our kids to theirs. We stop growing in areas that matter most because we've instead become too busy, tired, distracted, maybe overwhelmed. What we knew as children, we forget as adults. We get out of it what we put into it. My friends, for more than 10 years, I've been traveling the world sharing my story to encourage others to embrace this truth. I have the honor of encouraging others to celebrate the sacred gift of their life, to encourage them to wake up from accidental living to truly lead inspired lives. A boy who was expected to die now gets to travel around teaching others to truly live. Each week, I put time, energy, and joy into sharing inspiration through speaking, connecting on social media, the blog, my book on fire, and producing the Live Inspired podcast. What I get in return are amazing stories from friends like you via email or social media at events, stories about how much you appreciate this message, how much our world is starved for all these stories and the ability to embrace our own possibility. And it's why, after years of being asked, I finally created a space for the Live Inspired community to gather live each month so we can come together, connect on what it actually matters in our lives, imagine what's actually possible in our lives, and take action forward to the possibility of our lives. We're calling this space Live Inspired in Studio with John O'Leary. We chose the term studio because it's a place where people gather together to learn, explore, challenge, share, inspire, grow, and create something beautiful. Studios ignite possibility, and they don't always have to look the way we expect. Of course, we know musicians record in studios, but they also occasionally record in other places. For example, John Cougar Mellencamp recorded an entire album at the First African Baptist Church in Savannah. We know engineers use studios to brainstorm, whiteboard, build, and test projects. For Bill Gates and Paul Allen, their studio was a simple garage, and they founded Microsoft in it. We know writers compose in studios. For Agatha Christie, hers was soaking in a large Victorian bathtub while eating apples and creating her plots. Hemingway, Fitzgerald, and T.S. Eliot would create at cafes, or on some occasions, pubs. Studios, whether traditional or non-traditional, are places to come, share, expand, and create something more beautiful than we could on our own. My friend, now for my favorite studio, the Live Inspired Studio. In this studio, I want to collaborate with you and help you grow into the absolute best version of who you are meant to be. In studio each month, we'll discuss being more engaged, joyful, and productive at work. We'll create the space to author a greater legacy where we impact more lives, live more present, become more forgiving, enjoy greater contentment, generate greater wealth, embrace our life stories, and write an even better one going forward. While I get to lead the conversations, we all get to interact, and you'll get to vote on the topics we cover. The studio will be interactive and optimized to help us each create our best tomorrow and encourage each other on the journey. On each live monthly webcast, we'll focus on one specific topic. Each topic will be voted on in advance by the studio members. That's you. I'll share inspiration and frameworks to help guide you through the topics that impact your life. We'll provide tools to continue your mastery of the topic. And we'll have ample time for my favorite part, questions and discussion with all the studio members. It's going to be an hour a month that will give you the fuel to live your best life and create clear next steps to take. To support your progress, you can choose to receive simple, actionable weekly reminders that will farther the conversation from the previous webcast. To keep you fired up for our studio and your progress, I'll be sending occasional gifts, some even arriving in your actual mailbox. In fact, the very first surprise when you enroll is that I'll be personally sending you your very own leather-bound in-studio journal. Journaling helped change my life. It's my expectation that this journal, our live visits, and our time together will change yours. I'm investing myself fully into this community because I am seeing the possibility of each of your lives and the lives of our collective community and the world. And I know when we come together monthly, growing intentionally together, we will no longer have the weight of simply going through the motions of life, but the energy that comes with truly living and working on fire. The studio will be a space where our community of believers choose to wake up from accidental living and instead choose to live inspired. We will focus on growing personally, relationally, financially, and professionally by accepting what is and choosing our next best step going forward. My friend, the best is yet to come. Do you believe this? Well, I want you to believe this, and I need you. I want you to join our community because you have one life to live. You will get out of it exactly what you put into it. Join me in the studio and begin igniting your best life. Don't delay. Registration is open only for a limited time and will not reopen anytime soon. My intention is to keep myself laser focused on pouring into the studio members once they've joined. Please do not miss this opportunity to register. This is your day, and I can't wait to create something beautiful with you in studio.